So this has been a busy one, a fun one, and certainly you take a look at the landscape of the NHL and how it's changed in the last 24 hours. You look at the trade deadline, who is the most improved team to you based on all the moves that they did make?
Yeah, I had trouble with this because I think that a number of teams have made a lot of little moves to be better. So when you say who is the most improved, I mean, Tampa brought in David Savard. He's a great fit. So are they most improved? I like what Washington did. They brought in another big, strong player in Anthony Mantha up front who could score goals. They're already in first place in their division. So I like what they did. Colorado did some things to help that group. It's already a strong team. So those are the ones that come to mind, right now for me. I think if I had to settle on one, maybe I'd settle on Washington because I think Mantha, when you have Wilson and you have Ovechkin and you have Carls, I mean, that is a giant team that is going to be hard to deal with for anybody in a 7-game series.
They're a bunch of trees, but
big trees.
Yes, my favorite team, as far as being really good, has always been Tampa.
Yeah,
and I've always been a huge David Savard fan. Every time I've played against him, he is so physical in front of the net, and you need that in the playoffs. And if you even notice this year, the calling of penalties is so far down. And it's been all year. If they're not going to call penalties that much, he's going to be a real big attribute to Tampa. Plus, they're getting Kucherov back.
Yeah.
And I know he's not a trade deadline acquisition, but he's an acquisition at the real deadline. Yeah. So you add 2 players of their caliber to a great team. Yeah. I don't want to play them.
Hey, you talk about most improved. The teams that are making these additions are already really good teams.
That's right.
So subtle acquisitions, good fits, and we'll have to see how it all plays out. How about the biggest deal or the deal that impressed you the most?
Well, the ones that come to mind are the ones for fit, again. And I think for me, the 2 that stand out is Taylor Hall to Boston and David Savard to Tampa, because in both cases, they're really good fits. I mean, for Taylor Hall, it's been a struggle in Buffalo for sure, for everybody in Buffalo. And it was a struggle to some degree in Arizona when he was there. But he's going to Boston now. He's going to probably play with David Krejci as a centerman, who's a terrific center. The Bruins can insulate any kind of shortcomings that Taylor Hall has defensively with the way they play. He's going into a contract year here. If he can get that ball rolling at all in the right direction, this is a good fit. Maybe he can kind of resuscitate his career, and all the reasons that you just pointed out for David Savard, again, makes a lot of sense for Tampa.
Well, as us coaches, me and you, we talk. I think the best fit is Nick Foligno in Toronto, and I've loved that fit. And for the reasons that I said, you can look up today's board. It has Galchenyuk on the first line. That's not how it's going to end up. Hyman's going to be on that first line with Matthews and Marner because they love playing with that guy.
Yeah.
And Nick Foligno is going to be with Tavares and Nylander, and they're going to love playing with Nick Foligno. Yeah. So, those 2 top 6 lines are going to make any team they play uncomfortable. And I just think, again, it's just a perfect fit. If this was a puzzle, that's the nice little square going right in the middle.